Hey, welcome to another episode of Ben's Kicks, COVID edition. I'm still recovering from COVID, so as some of you may have seen on Twitter when I talked about it the other day. But anyway, that's why the bag's under the eyes and everything. So I'm still getting over it a little bit. But I'm here because I wanted to get this episode out to you this week, even though we're a day late. So, Ben's Kicks, as a reminder, is our comic book squares episodes in which I will review comic books that are currently being crowdfunded. So that could be everything from something on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, Zoop, Seed and Spark. We even had one on. So if you have a comic book that you're crowdfunding and you want to get the word out about it, please feel free to hit us up at comicbooksquares@gmail.com or look us up at comicbooksqs on Twitter and send us a message and let us know. We'd love to get the word out about your book. So today I'm going to be talking about Woodland Creatures. Now, Woodland Creatures is there's already 2 volumes out. Volume 3 is currently on Kickstarter. Woodland Creatures was written by Christina Roswell. She's the creator and writer. The script was written by Folly Ruiz Davila. Tomas Aria is the artist, and Gonzalo Duarte is our letterer. As you can see, I have to use this to try to remember all the stuff. So, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names there. So, Woodland Creatures is a comic book about werewolves. Now, what Christina did is she took the werewolves into a whole new direction. She took her own sort of mythology and mixed it in with some other things to create this world of lycanthropes and um, and their wolves. So lycanthropes are actually connected to wolves, and they have like a spiritual soul connection there. It starts from a very young age if you're born a lycanthrope, and so instead of actually turning into a wolf, they have wolf-like characteristics, like emotion and all that, and they can control the wolf. But then they themselves in their human form end up shutting down and then have control of the wolf. Full moon still affects them. It still brings out the animalistic instincts and such, but they have to learn to control that from a young age. And some people aren't quite trained to do that. So this particular story follows a couple of different characters. One of which is a young woman who is she hasn't really learned how to control her anger, and so she does some killing herself. She uses the wolf instincts and abilities to kill, and she's trying. This guy who's a former soldier, former army officer, has been trying to teach her the ways of controlling that, but she kind of gets out of control. Now, what's cool that Christina did and the team did with this story is, again, I already said the lycanthrope thing is different, but also they mix in like mythology and political intrigue and and like growth for this young woman who's trying to come up, and get control of her abilities. There's family drama. There's just a little bit of everything there, which makes this really a really fun read. So it's not just your typical like werewolves and monsters and stuff. There's a lot of like personal drama that's going on in here too, which is really cool. What I like also that Tomas did with the art, it's all black and white art. So I love his line art and the inking. It looks beautiful. The emotions he's able to capture on the faces of people is just on point. Like, because there's some panels where it's just people looking at each other, and you're able to get the communication that's going on without necessarily having to have words. And in volume 1, there's a 2-page spread which gets across all this crazy action that's happening at this one party. I don't want to give anything away, but it is like one of the most original ways I've seen of getting across all this action. So now, like I said, I've read volume 1 and volume 2. Volume 3 is coming out. It's currently on Kickstarter. You only have a few days left to back this campaign, but I highly recommend it. Selfishly, because I want to see where the story goes. So volume 1, starts off, you're learning about some of these characters and how the UN knows about lycanthropes and all this stuff. Volume 2 is a little more of the personal story of the young woman as she's trying to learn to control her abilities. But volume 3, we're going to see stuff come to a head as the U.S. military is trying to get control of lycanthropes. And oh man, I'm really excited to see where this goes. So please back it on Kickstarter. You'll find the link in the descriptions and below this video. And I hope you take a look at Woodland Creatures. Thanks.